What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Donnie B here. Hopefully you had a good Halloween. I know we did. I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. We had a ton of trick-or-treaters. Your boy dressed up like Arthur Morgan. Check out this hat that I made. That's my Arthur Morgan hat. I bought this from the hardware store and then scratched it up a little bit, added the rope and the hawk's feather. And, yeah, had the hair down, of course, but had a good time. Ton of trick-or-treaters. We gave out a bunch of candy. We bought Feastables, and the kids were like, "Oh my God, it's Feastables." We also gave out fruit snacks, which is my favorite candy. And it is a candy. But as promised, I picked up the 2nd gen Nest outdoor cameras. I got one of them hooked up. I bought two. I haven't hooked this one up yet. One, for the sake of this video, and two, I don't want anybody to know where I put it. You know what I mean? So, let's get into it. If you're new here, my name is Donnie B. I make photo and tech related content, and if you're into that sort of thing, hopefully by the end of this video you would have liked and subscribed. If you're not new here, I appreciate you coming back. So here it is, the 2nd generation of the Google Nest outdoor camera. They actually just released a 3rd gen indoor camera, and the only difference between the two is that the indoor comes with an additional color, which is coral. It's kind of an orangish red color. And this one is IPX rated for water and dust resistance for being outdoors. Other than that, they virtually look just alike. So let's start with what you get in the box. You get the Google Nest 2nd gen camera. It comes in 2 different colors. This is hazel. You can also get it in snow, which is obviously white. For some reason, the base and the camera did not match. I don't know if 2 different places made it and they just weren't on the same color scale, but they do not match. This is a magnetic base. That is one of the things that are on my complaint list, is it being a magnetic base for an outdoor camera. I think they kind of missed on that. You also get an 18-foot 9-watt power cable. It's actually a 4-pin. Yep, it's a 4-pin power cable. And the adapter is built in. You cannot remove that, which kind of makes it a pain for hiding the wire. We're going to talk about that as some of my complaints here in a little bit. And then you get everything to mount it with. You get screws, sheetrock anchors, and cable management clips. Now the screws, I do recommend using your own, maybe a drywall screw or something else. These are kind of soft and have the tendency to strip out. And maybe get some better one of those too. But it gives you everything you need to hook it up. And of course you get all the instructions and the QR code to scan when activating and all that. Do not lose the QR code. You'll be digging through the trash full of pumpkin seeds if you do. Don't throw it away. All right, so the camera itself is 2560 by 1440p, which makes it 2K. That's a bump up in resolution from the previous generation 1080p. It also has 2-way talk and listen, which works really, really well. I got receipts. I'm gonna show you in just a minute how well it actually works. I couldn't believe how good it sounds. And one of the biggest upgrades, which is across all of Google's new lineup, is the addition of Gemini. Now, me personally, I believe Gemini works really, really good, especially incorporated with the Google Home app. I saw some comments on my previous video of the 2K Gen 3 doorbell. If you missed that, you might want to check that out, kind of do a deep dive into the Google Home app. But it does have the tendency to miss a few things. But last week in that video, somebody commented that it just wasn't there yet. It does miss things here and there. For example, if I'm walking away from the camera, it won't recognize my face as a familiar face. It'll say a person was seen. That's about the most I've seen it miss. Other than that, as long as you're adding faces to familiar faces, man, it recognizes every one of us. It recognizes the cars we drive, calling them out by name, things we're carrying in our hands. Lauren had a Yeti cup in her hand. Donnie had a Costco flyer. We had a delivery yesterday, and it said a Mitsubishi Eclipse pulled up in the driveway. I mean, that's pretty specific. It's wild how good it works. So before we move into software, I do want to talk about image quality for just a minute. So like I said, it's 2K, 2560 by 1440p, which is good, but it's 152 degree field of view, 16 by 9 aspect ratio, super wide. Like you can almost mount it straight on the front of your house and it would get almost all of it. Super wide, but that has the tendency to make things look super small in frame and far away, you know what I mean? But as far as color and resolution, it looks really good, especially coming out of such a small sensor. I don't know the sensor size or the megapixel for that matter. Can you tell me the sensor size and megapixel of the Gen 2 Google Nest outdoor camera?
The second gen Google Nest outdoor camera has a 2 megapixel color sensor. Does that help, or were you looking for more details?
All right, so that's exactly what I was thinking, was 2 megapixels. It needed that for low light performance. And speaking of low light performance, like it's good. It works really well in night mode. But with any kind of light pollution, and what I mean by light pollution, for example, I have walkway lights, and it seems to kind of trick it into, like, does it go into color mode or does it go into night mode? And it looks a little artifacty. It's got a lot of bloom and distortion in there. So I don't know if that's from the lights themselves. During Halloween, I had all these lights on anyway. I haven't run it yet without the lights, but hopefully that'll clean up whenever everything gets put away. But still, I mean, the motion detection, the subject detection, animals, people, all that still works really good even with the artifacts in low light. So real quick, I want to talk about audio, and let me set up this next clip for you. So Lauren, I walk out, and I guess Lauren gets a notification that I'm outside, and she comes over the speaker, and she's trying to show her mom. We're going to get them some cameras, and we were thinking about the Rio Link because it's solar, but we're probably going to end up going with this. But so she is talking to her mom, holding her phone at their house, at her parents' house. And she's like, yep, and you can talk to them like this, and you can hear their conversation going on in the background, and you can hear me interacting with them, but it sounds so good. Check this out.
So that's our in front of our bedroom, so we can see all that, and he can hear us too.
And you can hear me.
No, you can't. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it actually sounds really
Again,
good.
does it? So he can't see us, we can see him, and we can talk to him.
But they can't see you.
Right.
All right, now for this next clip. Yesterday, I was in the driveway with Lauren and my mom. My mom lives next door, and we typically walk the dogs. But I could hear, like when I was looking at the clip, I could hear the conversation going on through this camera at the end of the driveway, 50 feet away. 50 feet. Clearly hear the conversation. Here, check it out. Stop jumping. All right, and so what I do is I get my tape measure, because I'm a dude. I get my tape measure and I measure out how far it is from the camera to that spot. And then I'm like, well, how far will it work? So I walk all the way, about 200 feet away, and start talking to the camera just to see if it would pick up the audio. And it did. Here's the clip.
All right, so I'm going to go down to the black mailbox over here. You can see where that little Honda is in the driveway. I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to start just talking to the camera as I walk back. I don't know why. It just seems like a good starting point. We'll figure it out. Plus, I really don't want to be hollering down the street any further than that. You know what I mean? Trying to be a good neighbor, civil. I'm already out here talking to the wall. It's really good. So, is it still picking up audio? And if it is, how clear is it? It's actually really impressive that it even goes this far. Now, I know by looking at the clips the other day that I was having a conversation right here with Lauren and my mom, and it picked up the conversation crystal clear. So I have no idea how far to actually reach, but there you have it. I don't know. I would say that's probably 200 feet, maybe 250 feet away. Don't know why you would ever need to record audio that far away. Unless maybe there was some crime being committed or something. I will say this. Cheaters and criminals probably do not want to go with the Gen 2 cameras or the Gen 3 doorbell. Anything with Gemini, you might not want to put it on your house if you're trying to be sneaky, because it documents everything. It really does document everything. It even documents when I adjust the thermostat, lock the doors, turn on lights, turn off lights. A little creepy.
Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. That's how sensitive that microphone is. You can pick up the audio from that far away, and it's clear. And the wind was ripping. Like, the wind was blowing pretty hard. If you look at the flag across the street, it's a flapping. It's pretty crazy. All right, now there's some bad news. Now, it's not a lot, but it is some bad news. There's some bad news about the software. There's some bad news about the product itself. Let's just start with this stuff here. So, being an outdoor camera, All right. You already said that this wasn't acceptable to me. Like, not good. It's not good that somebody can just reach up and take it off, right? So that's one thing that's bad. Two, being an outdoor camera, I don't want wires running down the wall. Number one, they only give you 18 feet. That is not good. Like, I don't know where did they just expect you to plug this in an outlet by the door? You know, why would you? That's not very secure. So all my other cameras, I have a Swan security system. It's my third one. Like, I've always used Swan. I really like them. They're good products. And I'll run the wire through the attic, down the wall, into the DVR. So, I mean, I'm not an electrician, but it's pretty easy to do. You drill a hole, you run the wire. It's pretty simple, all right? Interior walls are hollow. You can drop them down just about anywhere you want. And what I had to do, because this was so short, is I had to run power into the attic, right? And so that was kind of a job. Now what I did is I just bought a really thick industrial extension cord, plugged it in to my surge protector here where all my other stuff is running in, and ran that into the attic to this right here. Another thing that's bad about it is, so typically what you would do is with a long cable like this is you would drill your hole and then you would run this cable in and then go in the attic and grab this and pull it all the way through and then drop it down the wall, right? Drop it down the wall and then to your plug. Well, you can't do this with the way they got this set up. This should be separate. This should be a connector like that, all right? So you have to go from the plug up, right? Does that make sense? And so you got to have a big hole for that to fit, and it's only 18 feet. So if you go up a 8-foot wall, you got 10 foot left to the run of the cabinet. So you're just kind of limited to how you can mount it. Now, fortunately, I was able to come up with a solution, but not everybody is going to be able to do that or be willing to do that. So I don't know. I think that maybe the battery option will be better. At the moment, there isn't a battery option on the second gen, and I think Gemini just requires a lot more power usage, and that's why there's not a battery option for the Doorbell or a battery option for this. But I think they could have at least given, 30, 40 feet of this. It wouldn't have cost them that much more money, or make this a USB-C or something like that, where you don't have to worry about feeding that through the wall. I hope that makes sense. The next thing is, so there was one setting that you can flip the image 180 degrees. So this way, wire down is right. And if you wanted to put it wire up, you can actually flip that in settings 180 degrees, which is cool. But the problem is it puts that speaker, if you mount it on your overhang, under your soffit on your house, it puts that speaker right there against that soffit, and now it doesn't sound as good. So it really needs to be that speaker pointed down in order to get the best audio. Now let's talk about software. Again, I do recommend you check out the Nest Doorbell video that I uploaded last week. But so previous versions had a 3-hour event history window. So if something happened, if you got a notification that somebody was at your door or a package dropped off, whatever, you had a 3-hour window to either watch it or save that clip. Well, now it's been upgraded to 6 hours, and that's great. I'm glad it doubled. That's awesome. But if you want any more than that, unfortunately, it's behind a paywall. The Gemini features are behind a paywall, and it's all done through the Google Home app. So there's no more Nest app. Now it's Google Home Pro, and you have 2 tiers of Google Home Pro. You have the premium and the advanced. And let me just read off what you get with the 2. There is a way to save a little money on this if you already have a Google subscription. If you Google One, or if you're part of the Google AI subscription, then it's not that bad. But so the standard is $10 a month, or you can save $20, and for $100 a year, you get 30 days of event-based history. So meaning any event that's happened, you get 30 days to save the clip or view it or whatever. You also get intelligent alerts, so familiar faces, which I absolutely love. The familiar faces is what made me go with this camera. I loved it so much that's why I decided to pick one up. You get Gemini for home, so you can say, hey, did anything happen today? And it will bring up all the events that happened that day. Or you could say, hey, did you see a cat come by? and it'll say, yep, at 10:37 a cat came by. Pretty cool. All right. And then the advanced is $20 a month or $200 a year. You can save $40 if you pay for it by the year. And that everything that was in standard plus it's 60 days of event-based history, meaning only the events, right? Somebody corrected me in last week's video. I do appreciate it. It's not like you can scrub through the footage. It's just events. But it also comes with 10 days of 24-hour video history. So for 10 days, you can scrub through the footage and look at all of it. So 10 days of 24/7 video history. And then you get descriptive notifications, meaning it will say, like I was saying, Donnie's at the front door with the Costco flyer, and Lauren's at the side door with a Yeti cup. You know, it's super descriptive notifications. And you can search video history and find exactly what you're looking for. Hey, did you see my dog? And it will say, yep, I saw your dog this morning. It was running beside a school bus or something like that. And then you get daily summaries. So daily summaries is at the end of every day. It will give you a recap and a summary of all the events that happened throughout the day. And it's so cool. Like, I look forward to my daily summary at the end of the day, just to read what happened, just to see what it saw. It's really neat. And I'm just going to read you the one from Halloween. So this was on Friday, October 31st, Halloween night. And it comes at about, I don't know, around 9 o'clock, 8:30, whatever, the end of the day. And it's, here we go. Friday's home brief. On Friday, October 31st, the day began with early departures as the car drove away and individuals left the house. Midday saw a silver Cadillac arrive, which is my car. It's actually green. Donnie tending to a gray car and a HelloFresh box being delivered to the front porch. As evening approached, the home was all ready for Halloween. With porch lights illuminating in red, the festive spirit truly came alive with trick-or-treaters and ghost and skeleton costumes taking candy. Lauren and Donnie were busy on the front porch, handling glowing orange pumpkins and distributing treats to many more costume visitors, making for a truly spooky surprise and a delightful night. Happy Halloween. How crazy is that? Let me just read one more to you, because it's so cool. Here, we'll just do last night's. Saturday's home brief. The day began early with a cat walking by the driveway camera, followed by a car departure from the side door and driveway. Mid-morning saw a package delivered to the front door. Around midday, Donnie was very active around the house, involved in various tasks. He was seen multiple times with a camera, a tripod, and even some string lights, appearing to be setting things up. Several deliveries occurred to the front door, and items were also picked up. In the afternoon, Donnie continued his work, seen with a green hose, picking up objects, and even measuring the side of the house. Lauren and Donnie later took dogs for a walk, and other neighbors were also seen walking their dogs. The evening concluded with Lauren and Donnie returning to the porch. I'm not making this up. And let me just show you. I could do a screen record, but we're getting hot. All right, so not only does it show you all your events throughout the day, but anything that you have connected to the Google Home app, lights, thermostats, door locks, all that. It keeps tabs on all that. So look, walkway lights came on. Those are set to come on at sunset. So the walkway lights came on. Silver car drives by. The air conditioner cooled for 25 minutes. Master bath light was on. Master bath light was off. Kind of scary. A dark colored SUV drives by. Cooled for 25 minutes. I was going to see if it showed the door locks. Samsung TV on. Donnie adjusts the cameras. Like, it's very, very descriptive. Now, for those of you that don't like subscriptions, and I'm very, very anti-subscription. Always have been. I pay for the Google Gemini Live, right? That's something I signed up for. But I also pay for Google One. Now, Google One is it's cloud storage, but it's also customer support. There used to be a lot more features. It's not as much now. You used to get a VPN. They did away with that. But basically, I pay for cloud storage, and it's Google One AI cloud storage. It's $20 a month, and it's 5 terabytes of cloud storage. And if you already have any of the Google subscriptions, so if you got the the Google One subscription, if you got the AI subscription, then Google Home Premium is already included. You don't have to pay a thing. Like, it's already there. Now, you don't get the daily summary and you don't get the 60-day history. You only get 30. But if you want to add the premium tier, it's only $10 a month added to whatever subscription you already have. So if you're paying for, you know, the lowest tier of cloud storage, which I think is a terabyte, it might be 500 gigabytes. I don't know. But even if you're paying the lowest tier, you just add it for $10 a month. And I get it. Like, it's just the way things are now. And one of the complaints I saw in last week's video is, and this is something that I didn't take in from my perspective, but I could definitely see it being from everybody else's perspective. I just use it because I like it, because I like the features. And I didn't think of it like this, but so there's no local storage. There's no option for local storage. There's no option for a third-party cloud system. And you're kind of forced to use Google storage. Like, you're forced to pay the subscription to get your footage. Does that make sense? And I get that that's not great. I get that. I do. I really do. But it just never bothered me. And I could see why and how it would bother other people. I've already got a separate security system that is recording locally, going to a DVR or NVR, whatever they call it now. And, you know, I never use that. So when I see that I don't need that, it's kind of a plus for me. Does that make sense? Like, I was thinking, like, I never use that DVR or NVR anyway. I guess if something happened, I would need to. But this also has 60 days of history. I don't know. I could see the argument that you don't own the footage. You're just paying to lease it. Basically, you're renting that footage. You're buying the camera, but you're having to pay for access to the footage. And I get that looks bad, and I can see where that would rub a lot of people the wrong way. But me personally, I don't mind it. It's fine. I don't have to deal with a device. I don't have to deal with storage or hard drives or any of that. I'm okay with it. You know, I use Google's cloud storage every day, and I'm okay with it. And you might not be, and that's just one thing that's one downside to it. And I didn't consider that before, but I see it now. Hey, oh, you brought the whole fam in here.
Well, you called him. He said, "Come here."
Hey, buddy. All right, so what do you think of that camera? This microphone. The camera, this one.
Oh! I love it. I do. It is very wide. As far as it giving, I guess, a bigger, wider view of our area. The sound of it, as far as hearing, it's nice. I was at my parents' house, and he was outside the house, and I was able to kind of, like, I don't know, hit the microphone, and he went all the way to the mailbox, and he could hear me, and I could still hear him.
It sounds really good.
It does.
Too.
It sounds really nice. I do also love the overview it gives throughout the day. What is it? The review?
The daily brief.
The daily brief, sorry, that it gives. It's pretty cute to hear how we interact and how it interacts with us, and it talks about our day. So yeah, I do enjoy it.
You know, I said that it's super wide, and she even just mentioned how wide it. Like, you could almost have just one camera on the front of your house, and it would dang near cover all of it. Really close. It's 152. You know, 180 would be side to side. So 152 degrees is a lot. It is super wide. But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
Okay.
I just needed somebody to validate me.
Come on, buddy. Come on, keep it on top of me.
I always use her because she's not into tech. Like, she don't care about this stuff. So I always use her as like a, hey, isn't it cool? And she's like, yeah, it's cool. So she's kind of like my reinforcement to my tech addiction. She enables my addiction. Just kidding. No, we enjoy our smart home tech, and we only talk about the things that we use and we like. You know, this isn't a sponsored video. Oh, you know what I need to include? Okay. I'm glad I didn't wrap this up yet, because this just happened. Like, breaking news. All right. So I went to, all right, well, let me just start with talking about the price. All right. So this is $149. All right. $149. The indoor camera, I think, is $75. Pretty sure it's 75. This is 149, and I bought it the day it dropped. I bought two, right? So you're looking at $300. And if you have a Google One subscription, you get 10% of that back as credit. It goes to, you can use it for movie rentals, you can use it for product purchases, whatever. You get 10% back. So that technically knocked it down to $270 for two cameras. Well, I saw on Best Buy, now I couldn't buy a 2-pack. I had to buy individual, right? And I saw on Best Buy that they were $279 for a 2-pack. I'm like, well, dang, man, that's, I could have saved some money. But anyway, I got the $30 back. That's fine. Well, I go to the Google website today, to get some specs for this video. I couldn't find the field of view. I wanted to find that. And I saw that it's on sale right now for $119. I paid $149 days ago. All right. And it's on sale for $119. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I reach out to support. Part of being a Google One subscriber is you have direct link to Google, right? And I reach out to Google and I screen recorded this and I'm going to put it in this video. Now, ultimately, I got the result I was looking for. I was like, hey, can you price match? And they did. And hopefully a bunch of y'all don't run out there and try to price match anything. But I did. I reached out and I said, hey, man, this only been a couple of days. This hadn't been a month or even a week, like this is like, I got these on the 29th and it's the 2nd. No, I got them on the 28th. I don't know. Anyway, it hasn't been long. And so I reached out to them and was like, hey, I saw y'all just significantly knocked down the price, $30 each. And they sent me, so the first support agent I talked to, oh, sorry, I bet that was bad. So the first support agent that they sent me to was Pixel Care, like the insurance. And they were like, sorry, we can't help you. Let me send you to who you need. And they sent me to somebody, and it was for Google Fi, the cell phone service. And they're like, sorry, we can't help you. This is Google Fi. And then they send me to the repairs person, the Google Nest repairs. And they're like, sorry. I think they were giving me the runaround, hoping that I would just bail on the whole thing. I didn't. Put my feet down, and I stood firm. And finally, they got me to somebody. Isla was her name, and she's like, sorry for that. Yep. And they price matched. They did. They gave me a refund on the difference. But I thought it just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it was intentional that they gave me the runaround, but they did give me the runaround. And I told myself that I was going to include that in this video. But ultimately, everything was all good. I have nothing bad to say. They did. They resolved the issue. So right now, these are on sale for $119. And again, this isn't a sponsored video, but I will leave affiliate links in the description below. And that is how I fund videos like this. It's not sponsored content at all. Everything that I cover is something that I bought with my own money. And I bought these from the Google store. The affiliate links will be to Amazon. But if you want to buy them from the Google store, I won't be upset. Do what you want to do. I do think that you'll greatly appreciate them. And they are worth having, for sure. And I know I brought it up a couple times, but if you haven't seen it, then definitely check out the 3rd Gen Nest 2K doorbell. It really is a great product too. Like, both of these work really well together. But I also had the previous gen doorbell, and it works just as good. Like, all the features from the premium subscription work just as good on the previous doorbell. Like, don't upgrade if you don't have to. But if you're looking for your first one, definitely give these definitely deserve your attention for sure. All right, well, my camera's about to overheat, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I know I've said it a few times, but I really do think it's worth checking out the 3rd Gen doorbell video. I'll leave a link at the end of this video. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe, all the normal things. Affiliate links in the description below. As always, take care of yourselves. You know you deserve it. I'm Donnie B, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.